All right, we should be good to go. So let's get started. As usual, we will start with buyer and seller need, wants, listings coming up, pocket listings, what you've got listed and need to get sold right away. Your time, whatever you guys want to talk about. Sue?
I have a cash buyer that's looking for a fourplex.
Up to. So if anybody's got a fourplex and they want to sell it for $8.2 million, Sue, buyer,
I'd say 2 million.
up to 2.
Any other criteria, like
A,
In Utah County,
location,
no, well, it'd be ideal if it was in Provo around BYU, but
Would two
No, what
duplexes together be work?
possibly, yes.
Okay, I've got one coming in Spanish, so the family's just said one thing, so I'll
Okay.
check with them today.
Okay. And
They're
not the
cute.
rents.
They're
have
not.
you maybe got somebody, Tim?
what about a triplex in Provo?
It all depends on the numbers. I would look at it.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got 2 leads.
Good, thank you. And then, I have a house I need to get sold in Saratoga Springs.
What is it?
It is, they're using it as a VRBO, but it's a really nice Rambler, it's in Jacobs Ranch. Started up $6.99, down to $6.65. We've had, we're almost there. We've had, almost gotten a couple of offers. But it's nice, it has a view of the lake, full landscaping, built in 2000, I think it was 8. Just a really nice piece of property in very, very good neighborhood.
Is it a Rambler?
It's a Rambler, walkout basement. And it's 113 Fairway. It's the address.
Those almost offers are always really good ones.
Yes.
They're my favorite. I
I
love
know.
the almost.
They call you up and go, you're the second one in place by their.
All right, who else has got something?
100% there.
I don't know much
Okay.
information about it. Yes, I just found out about it yesterday, that I will have a seller coming up in the northeast Lehigh area, up around Highlands Drive up there. So if somebody's looking kind of and wants to stay in that area, they'll have something coming up, so.
Okay.
But I don't
Any
know much
idea
about it yet,
Size issue or anything?
and I don't even know if the basement's finished. I just barely talked to her, so
Okay.
we haven't met yet.
The Rambler probably around
It's a 2-story.
35 to
It's
4,000.
a 2-story, 3-car garage, original owner, has a good sized backyard. So,
Yeah. Awesome. Scott,
I'm taking backup offers on a place that I've got under contract with a non-represented buyer. So chances are this place falls out. You never know, right? It's a duplex on 94th in Sandy, built in 14. And those are very rare down there. So tenant occupied, they're both full, good renters. One's been in 8 years, one's been in 15. We're listed at 750.
We do more than one?
Yeah,
Okay,
whatever you
good.
got.
Okay, couple current listings we just dropped the price on. One's in Highland, in Canterbury, in the Canterbury neighborhood, if you know that neighborhood. It's really nice Rambler with a basement. My clients in their 80s has kept it in impeccable shape. Just dropped it to 777. Millhaven is selling dirt for 650, like less than a mile away. And her yard's gorgeous and she's moved to Arizona.
You have a MLS number on that?
I can, yeah,
He'll get it to you.
I'll get
Keep
you.
going.
Give me one sec, I'll keep going. Provo, Rambler, no basement, all 1 floor living. Just put a new roof on it this weekend and just dropped the price to 465, which I think is way below appraisal. It's a block from the Provo River in West Provo. They have bids in hand for carpet and countertops and paint, which it needs. But super good price for it. Then 2 listings coming up in the next week. One in Holiday. It's a condo in the Stonebrook neighborhood, which is super desirable. There's condos there for sale for 900, and it's weird. There's just this huge disparity. Mine's going to be listed about 580. And it's 2,700 square feet. And then another one coming up in West Provo, completely remodeled, main floor with a loft, 3,100 square feet. We're gonna list it for high sixes in about a week. And has marble countertops. The person that remodeled it was a candy maker. It's like a 12-foot bar. It's a nice looking place.
Real marble.
Real.
Wow.
Evidently it has the right temperature for candy.
Yeah, it's the only time I've ever seen marble. It's
Right,
in like a candy shop. So
right.
Interesting.
Okay.
I
Okay,
still have that big piece of land in Santa Quinn that all the builders keep looking at, but I still don't know if it's gonna sell as a ranch or an investment. Or to immediately be developed, but it's 3.5 million, which is, it's still priced under even the agricultural land or equivalent with it, even though it could be developed quite easily. It's 21.77 acres. It's on Polk Canyon Road, which is a really neat location for builders to build, or somebody to own a ranch if they wanted to build 5 estate homes or something like that. Because all of the utilities are quite close, the views are amazing, and there's the huge city park right next door that has the pond and the frisbee thing and everything, all kinds of fishing and hiking and all kinds of activities are right next door there, and it's really pretty. So it's really a private location too. So
How many acres did you say?
it's 21.77. About 6 of it has got some high elevations, the rest of it's just pretty. And then I've still got the lowest price condo in Provo. If you need a student condo, it's very well priced and in good condition in Heather Heights, which is very close to everything you do.
How much is it?
279 or 370. It's the lowest
I'll
price.
take it, I'll take it at 279.
It's 370.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing's 270.
6 years ago, yeah.
Nothing's 279, but it's the lowest price one there.
Scott, you got something?
Yeah, I've got an out-of-state buyer. This is a commercial deal, but I'd love to have a residential agent do this with me instead of a commercial agent. 8 to 12 acres, light industrial, easy access to the freeway. I don't need railroad necessarily. They do pipes and fabrication of that kind of thing for the oil industry. They're moving here, expanding here from Texas. 8 to 12 acres somewhere near a freeway in Salt Lake. Up to 12 million.
Anybody else online? Anybody on Zoom? Okay, I've got one from Crystal Grimes. She couldn't be here. She's at the hospital with her dad. Nothing terrible. Well, kind of, but not bad. It's a condo in Eagle Mountain, 295, 3 beds, 2 baths. Seller is offering $10,000 towards rate buy down or closing costs. So, anybody in the 300s looking for a condo? Pretty good deal. Anybody else before we move on? Once, twice? Okay, sold it is. All right, our sponsor today is K Spaces Design, Staging, and Nora's here to talk all about that with you. And so Nora, if you want to come on up, we'll turn over control to you. Oh, your husband's gonna run the clicker.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Nora Kesty, and I'm the owner of K Spaces Staging and Design. This is my husband, Quincy. A little bit about me is, I'm the oldest of 9 kids, and growing up, my parents were both working, so I was raised to be very independent. My father was always in construction, doing new builds and remodels and whatnot. So I've always had an appreciation for nice looking homes. And that appreciation, along with my independence, has given me my passion to run this company.
I'm Quincy Kesty, Nora's husband. She owns the company, runs the company, does all the work for it with her employees. I just help out on the side whenever I can. So we'll spin through this pretty quickly. I think we have 5-ish minutes. Is that right? So what are some problems you guys are experiencing? I mean, you know what those problems are, but oftentimes, more recently, and we've noticed it too, since we're in a tangential market to the real estate market, is the houses are staying on the market for a long time now. You're oftentimes not seeing the offers you want to see. And why is that? I mean, it's simply put, the buyers aren't seeing the value in the home. They're not seeing eye to eye with what the seller sees as the value of the home. Some of the reasons for this, there could be defects in the home, there could be a messy house, or maybe it's an empty house and there's nothing in it, and they really struggle to see what it could be. So here's a couple of examples of houses that we've actually staged. These are pre-staging, so these are before, and you guys have probably all tried to sell houses that look like this, and you try to tell your clients, hey, this needs to be cleaned up. I mean, this actually looks clean, right? But it's kind of sterile. It's a little too clean. Again, this looks like some little basement bedroom. Not sure. I don't want to live in that room personally. I'm not sure if I want to buy a house with that room. This is actually a really pretty kitchen, but this staging can turn this kitchen into a selling point. Like the reason that, the straw that breaks the camel's back, the reason the buyer actually wants the home. We'll show you what you can do with that. So what's the solution? Well, of course, use home staging, right? It can distract the buyer from, defects. It can make it feel like a home, something, you actually want to live in rather than just a piece of property. It can show the functionality of some rooms that maybe are a little unique. That living room's maybe a little skinny. Will my couch fit in there? And we can show that it will. It can be very functional. So now we have a couple of before and afters, same pictures that we saw before. That can turn into this, right? This is a world of difference. This is a room that you'd want to live in suddenly. This living room that looks a little skinny. I'm not sure, like, are your feet going to be in the fire when you're sitting on the couch? Well, it turns out they won't be. This is actually quite a functional room. And the picture taken with the lighting coming in through the door there can really show the beauty of the home. This basement bedroom. Actually, it's not a basement bedroom. It's upstairs. It looks really pretty. So why would you want to sell a house that looks like the before picture? You'd want to sell a house that looks like the after picture. All of this is Nora's work. This is pictures of houses that she has staged. That pretty kitchen can turn into a wow factor, right? Bring the buyer through the home and they get through everything. It looks nice, and they see the kitchen. They're like, wow, this is okay. This is amazing. This isn't just nice. This is amazing. So use home staging, right? Why use us? Well, we're a small company, women owned, locally owned. We're just a small startup that's trying to make our way in the world. Since we're small, we can actually we twisted how we do our pricing, and we can offer you a lower initial cost by only having you pay for 2 weeks up front. Many of these companies will have you pay for an entire month up front, and then we'll bill weekly after that. So it is truly prorated up front for your benefit. So when the house sells, we take our stuff out, and you're not paying for extra time that you're not using. A universally appealing style. Nora is really skilled in this. She's had a knack, and she's perfected that knack over the last year and a half that you've owned the company. She does a really, really great job with many different kinds of homes. Many of our clients come back to us over and over and over. Every time she gets a new job, I ask her, is it somebody new or somebody, from the same, as a repeat client? She's like, oh, tons of repeat clients. They just keep on coming back. So come try us out. You'll stay with us. Finally, we have a 5.0 star rating on Google, which is difficult to do. And that means you don't have anything less than a 5 on Google. It would start saying 4.8, 4.9 if you start bringing in lower ratings. Some of the pricing here, I won't go through it piece by piece, but really what this is going to boil down to is give Nora a call. First of all, when you call her, we're small, so you'll talk to her personally. You're not going to, have to filter through a whole bunch of different people and extensions. Give Nora a call, let her know what you have. She can come out and do a free walkthrough and let you know exactly what that cost will be. These are just kind of some starting prices to get you a rough idea of what you'll be dealing with. Nora, do you want to touch on that?
Question, is
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
design consultation, is that if somebody lives in the house and you're using their furniture? Or-
You'll touch on that right now.
So that can be either if they're already living there and just want help decorating, otherwise, under like the same area. We can also come into an occupied home if you're gonna list, and you can have me walk through and tell them what to do instead of you having to do that. So if they want a more budget friendly option, we can come in, walk through the home with them, and then provide a list for everything for them to do on their own.
So to highlight that, I want to highlight one piece of what you said, Nora. she can come in and all those messy rooms that we showed initially, she can be the middleman and the one that says, you need to get this cleaned up, you need to move this out, you need to put this away somewhere where people aren't seeing it. You need to do all these things. Those are difficult conversations to have as realtors, especially because you're trying to keep a good relationship with this person. You don't want to tell them all the things they have to do. But these are really important things. Even those small changes can make a home look a lot better. So Nora can do that for you. She can come in as a professional, an outside professional. And you don't have to have that personal relationship battle with the client. Just have Nora have it. She can come in, do the dirty work, tell them what they need to do, and then move on too. So that's an option. Finally, take your phones out, scan this QR code, sign up for our email list. We do a drawing every month. This is one of our only presentations this month. So if you sign up, odds are somebody from this office is most likely going to win.
Gordon, you're not in this.
Hey, that's all right.
I still want to scan.
I give you permission to scan that code. So don't listen to him. And we'll send you out emails occasionally with just little tips and tricks. Just kind of help keep us front of mind and let you know how we can help you. So questions?
It doesn't scan.
Uh-oh.
It's like the light over here.
Yeah, you might have to stand up.
So
Yeah.
right behind Nora on the top of that shelf is some brochures. Nora, in
My it's like, oh, it's Apple, it just worked.
Zoom in a little.
There.
Got it.
Oh, I think so.
So you can do the same thing by just visiting our website. It'll pop up with a pop-up for you to enter your email. Right behind Nora on the top shelf are some brochures of ours. So feel free and grab one of those, take a look at the information there. It'll be largely the same as what I let you know, but
The consultations to just go through and tell them what to start at 200. Okay.
but if you want to go the staging route, the walkthrough is free. So if you're curious what would come to have the full stage done, that's totally free. Nora will come out there for you and just get that done.
But you're okay with going and just telling them what to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, stuff that
Yeah.
can add some clutter.
Absolutely. We totally can do that.
Okay. Can you read that up there for a few minutes?
You'll get these slides as well, so. And there's the brochure on the top. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thanks for the donuts.
Yeah, thanks for sponsoring. Really appreciate that. All right, next up, Gordon Richards, formerly of Edge Homes. We know him, love him. He's been here before, but has changed companies to a similarly great company.
All right.
No, he's with Visionary. So Gordon, floor is yours.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. That presentation was awesome, by the way. I don't have fancy slides and a QR code to sign or to scan, but hopefully I've got some good info. Like Jeff mentioned, I've done new construction for a while. I kind of took a 2-year hiatus after Edge and decided to explore the tech world. And it was fun, but realized that real estate is my passion and what I want to do long term. And I've had my eye on Visionary Homes. You guys have all heard, hopefully, of Visionary Homes. They build from all the way up to Cache Valley, Weber Davis, Tooele, Utah County, and down to St. George. And so Edge is more concentrated North Utah County, South Salt Lake County area. We're just a little bit more spread out. And so there's me and 2 other agents, Jason Bodine or Matt Shelton. Throw those names out just in case maybe you've seen those names or worked with them in the past. We all work in kind of a partnership. The idea is if you have any clients that are looking at Visionary Homes, any one of us can help out. So whether you call Jason or Matt or myself, it's great. But
Just call Gordon.
But you could call me too. That would be fantastic. Yes. So communities wise, so we're in American Fork. We've got single family in American Fork. There's single family in Mapleton. We do have next year some townhomes that will be coming in Mapleton as well. So besides the new phases that we're releasing in Mapleton, there's some townhomes that we'll have out there. And then Spanish Fork and Salem, we've got townhomes, and then a community of single family in Salem as well. And then we're in Santa Quinn. So really it's South Salt Lake or South Utah County. Yeah.
Where is your project in American Fork?
So you know
Is it
what?
with a lot of other homes?
Yes, you know what? There's Woodside that's over there. It's
Yeah.
on the west side of the
So-
freeway there.
It's over by the lake,
Right? Yeah,
yeah.
it's
okay.
called Fen Farms. I
Yeah,
don't know if you know kind of that
Okay,
area right there,
uh-huh.
but yeah, really, really cool community. There's no basement options there just because of the water table, but we've got really nice options for quick move-ins as well as a couple of lot options right now. So I did bring some quick move-in flyers. I'll leave them here if that's okay. And if you guys want to reach out and just say, hey, Gordon, please don't bombard me with emails, but maybe if you could put me on your list that once a month, you could send out just what you've got available. I'd love to do that and just be a resource for you guys to help out. Visionaries' roots are actually custom homes. That's kind of where they started, Logan doing custom homes. And so truly they do have a fantastic quality. I feel like they're townhomes. You could go to one community in Spanish Fork and then go to another in Salem, and it's a different layout for townhomes. So for example, we've got an option in Spanish Fork where it's a townhome, but there's a master on the main, and then you've got 2 bedrooms upstairs. And then there's options where you have 3 bedrooms upstairs. So
What's the pricing on that?
so the master on the main one, that's $409,990 would be the price on that, but
Did you say that was St. George? What did
no,
you say?
Spanish Fork. Yeah.
Boy, having a townhome with a master on the main is great.
I know, that's why,
That's
yeah.
very good.
And then we've got townhomes as low as, $370 as well. So it kind of depends on the price point and what they're looking for. But yeah, I'm super excited. I've been back doing this for 3 months. And so I kind of reached out to Jeff and said, hey, I miss coming to your brokerage and kind of want to just get out there and see if there's any questions that you guys might have and just be a resource more than anything to help out. So incentives, one last thing, incentives wise, I know kind of with the interest rates, a lot of builders are doing buy downs,
Yeah.
and we are one of them that are doing that. So primarily with our multifamily communities, we're doing the 2-to-1 buy down. And then within the first year of living in the home, the buyer can do a no cost refinance. First Colony Mortgage is the preferred lender that we use, and you don't have to use the team of 2 that we use over there. If you've got kind of a person that Visionary is totally fine with that. There are some single family home communities, depending on the situation, that we could do that 2-to-1 buy down, but that no cost refinance within the first year is open to everybody.
Will you say that again? You do have some single family homes that's available for?
Yes, yeah.
But it's just like certain homes, right? Depending on the
Yeah,
lot and all
well,
that.
exactly, yeah. So I mean, it maybe if it's a quick move in, or I mean, if it's a community like that, this Fen Farms American Fork community, I mean, we had 8 lots sell just last month, and I mean, things are really moving. They may not do that, but there's other incentives that they'll offer towards
Where's
closing
the buy
costs.
down start this week?
What, this week?
This week.
8.5, brother.
Yeah.
The buy down is what?
Well, you guys know, are you familiar with the 2-to-1 buy down, how that
Yes.
works? So
I am, but go ahead and explain.
Yeah, so year one, whatever the interest rate is, if it's 8.5, you lock in that rate, but your year one interest rate would be 6.5. And then year 2, it would be 7.5. And then year 3 through 30, it would be whatever you lock that rate in.
If you don't refinance.
If you don't refinance, but
Which would be so.
giveaway, any questions at all? Thank you for letting me come. And I just wanted to, I guess, point out one last thing. So if you're a Jazz fan or not, it's fine. I get it. But this is our second year partnering with the Jazz. So the Jazz, they're very particular about who they want to co-brand with and be partnered with. And Visionary Homes is the official home builder of the Utah Jazz. So I know, right? So that being said, I wanted to just give away a couple shirts. First, I guess, to give these away, would love to hear maybe just, I mean, we're kind of year in and sales and stuff, trying to hit our numbers and stuff. But I'm curious, year to date, I'll give this shirt away, or you can pick, I guess, the closest to how many total sales we have so far this year as a company. So if you're within, let's say 20, we'll do
Number
that.
of units.
Number of sales that we've had so
This
far.
brokerage, the whole company.
The whole company. So not just Utah County, but everything. Just
35.
30, no,
Five.
higher,
For the year.
for the year.
Oh, for the year.
For the year,
Oh, okay,
1,000,
350.
higher, lower.
600.
800.
We're just under 600 as a company right now.
Good job, Gary.
Would you like,
Nice stab.
would you like a large and white or a double XL and a black?
I need the double.
All right.
We'll go with that. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. And then last one, as a, next year, we have a goal of X amount of units. So there's a number that our owners like, hey, this is what we have to hit next year. Man, you guys
Wow.
are so good. That's it. That's exactly it.
Oh, my God.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Gordon. Thank you. And you guys are welcome to stay or leave, whichever. so. Yeah, right here. All good. All right, guys, in-house partners, just a reminder, like every month, we've got our in-house partners. These are Fathom companies. So that's the people that we work with, their stock is, their value is reflected in our stock. And so the more you support them, the more you support our company. Encompass, we've got our local loan originator, Casey Zimmerman. She's great. Here locally for Veris Title is Brenda Hansen. And then Dagley, they're nationwide, so they don't have anybody here local, but you can always get a hold of them outside. So I talked to each of them. Casey wanted me to remind you about the $1,000 credit for your buyers for closing costs for the first 5 buyers you send over to Encompass. And I talked to Brenda, and Brenda wanted to remind you to follow Veris Title on Instagram. They have tips and all kinds of stuff that they have there, and so follow them there. And then Dagley Insurance, if you've had a buyer go under contract in the past 6 to 8 months or so, they probably had an outreach from Fathom Consumer Services. And this is a partnership with Dagley Insurance where they reach out to your client and just say, hey, we know that you're working with Jeff. You just went under contract. We just want to see if you would like to get a free quote for your home insurance, if that would be good or not. Some agents have said that this is a super hard sell. I just want to run you through 2 calls, and I just had these 2 calls randomly sent to me. They were actually from another agent. And this agent told me that these two clients had received very hard sells from Fathom Consumer Services. And so we pulled the calls. We wanted to see what was happening. So I'm going to play these 2 calls for you just so you know what your clients are getting when they get this outreach.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Is Darren available?
Yeah, this is Darren.
Hi, Darren. This is Letty. I'm calling on a recorded line from Fathom Realty Consumer Services. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Hi. Well, first, we just wanted to congratulate you on your upcoming new home purchase. I do see that you're working with Anna.
Yes.
And then in preparation for your closing, we wanted to offer you a complimentary home insurance quote from Dagley Insurance. They are one of our sister agencies. Would you be interested in speaking with one of their agents?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, no problem. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Super hard sell.
Yeah.
So call number 2.
Hello, Kayla. My name is Mandy, and I'm calling out our recorded line on behalf of Fathom Realty Consumer Services. And I'm doing a callback to see if you'd still be interested in speaking to one of our Dagley insurance agents about a complimentary home insurance quote for your new home.
I apologize, but my wife just informed me the other day, and I didn't know that when I first took the other call. We've already got insurance because we didn't know y'all were gonna do this. We just got it the other day. We probably got the call.
Absolutely, it's totally fine. It happens. I will go ahead and remove you guys from the list. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely. Bye.
So that's how these calls go, right? They're literally just selling some extra value for you, asking if they want to get a quote. If they say no, there's no point in the shop. It's not a hard sell. If you do want to be removed from the list, you don't want your buyers to be contacted, we can still do that. But just wanted to show you, I didn't opt out because of this. I mean, it's easy for me just to tell my buyers, hey, they're going to reach out to you if you want a home quote, great. Home insurance quote, great. If not, just say no. right? So not a super hard sell at all. So just know that that's coming, for your clients, anybody who's a buyer and that gets put in until an agent as under contract. If you want your clients to reach out to Dagley, they can go to fathomquotes.com, easily fill out a form there and get a quote, or they can call that 800 number, same thing. All right, our agent secrets of the month is our agent Scott Schroeder. So Scott, come on up, let us know what you do to be successful in business.
Nicer. Saying it long enough, you get there, right?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So, I've been here for a few years now. I started my real estate business in San Diego in 1996 and sold down there until I came up here in 2012. I made a little visit into the high tech world. I was at Adobe for a while and left Adobe and came back to this. So, Jeff said I had a few minutes to talk to you about the one thing that makes me successful, and I can't identify one thing. So I'm going to tell you about two things. Okay. First thing for me, and tell me if you share this experience. We've all been across the table from somebody else who is wearing a tag that says they're a realtor, and you would swear it's their first day with a business card, right? They just don't know what they're doing. Now, if you're a rookie and you're just learning how to do this business, then that's very cool. Learn how to do the business. But if you've been in the business for longer than 2 years, and the person on the other side of your transaction looks at you and says, is this your first one? Have you done this before? Then you may not be in the right spot. Okay. The first thing that I do is I am a student of the business. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what the good realtors do. I want to know what the professional companies are expecting. And I want to do those things. Okay. Now we are in, I don't know if Utah is different than any other state, but we're in a state full of entrepreneurs, right? Everybody thinks they can do it themselves. Everybody can go be an entrepreneur and do the thing because we're told on the daily that we can, whether it's an MLM deal or whether it's a realtor deal or whatever the deal is, we are all told that we should be entrepreneurs. And so we go out to do that. So little Joe Blow goes and gets his license and he writes maybe one deal. He's got a ticket that says he's a realtor and he doesn't know anything about how to be a realtor. Nothing bad against Joe. One of the things I do differently is I want to know my craft. I want to be an expert at my craft. And when somebody calls me and asks me something about real estate, I want to have the answer, or I want to know where to find the answer because I want them to feel like I am the expert. And that's important to me. I'll give you just a couple of numbers here, and I'm sure you mostly know these numbers. Average realtor in Utah County did about 1.7 deals last year. 1.7 deals. Average price for those sales, those transactions was about 500,000, just a little less. Our BAC is shrinking, unfortunately, which I think refer back to point number one. We're not expert. If you know how to do your deal, your BAC doesn't have to shrink. One of my best sales lines this is kind of a side note. I've done business for my children. My children pay me 3%. If I happen to rebate something back to them later on, that's one thing. But my children pay me 3%. Part of my marketing presentation as I'm taking a listing is I don't even discount for my kids. Trust me, I earn every penny. They pay me the full price. Y'all are going to pay me the full price. I'll climb down off of that pony now. The fact that we are all gradually moving to 2% just really grinds on me, really does, because that is a function of a realtor not knowing how to handle the conversation and not being in charge of their craft. And that kills me. Anyway, so if we say the average realtor does 1.7 deals, 1.5 deals, 1.75 deals is the number I use. Average price was 500. BAC, I'll give us the benefit of the doubt and say it was 275. That figures out to 13,750. Let's say that the average guy is on an 80-20, which I think is generous for folks who haven't learned about Fathom. That means on 1.75 deals a year at 500,000 at 2.75 on an 80-20 split, that realtor made $19,250 last year. Now, I don't know about you, but $19,000 is not the reason I got in this business, right? Nobody gets in this business to earn $19,000. If your target is $19,000, you can go flip burgers and go home at night and not worry about it, okay? If you want to make more than $19,000, then you need to be better at what you do. And so that's my point number one. Don't be that guy. be an expert at your craft, learn the business and do the business. Oh, and incidentally, if you are like me and you cannot handle the detail work, you got to know your limitations, right? I cannot handle the detail work. Get a TC. That is the cheapest few $100s you can spend. And shout out to Larissa. Larissa, you here?
Well, she's not on our call.
Oh man, I was gonna just sing her song. Larissa is the best. Forget I said anything. I don't want you calling her. She's busy enough. Okay. But if you can't handle the detail work, and I 100% cannot handle the detail work, the $500 I spend on a TC is the best money I do in anything I do in this business. So please do that. Secondly, first point then, know how to be a realtor. Know your craft. Secondly, know your business. If somebody comes to you today and says, what is your source of revenue? And you have to say, well, wait a minute, let me go look. Then you don't know your business. If your business, I have people tell me that I'm 100% referrals. Okay, great. Then be 100% referrals. I'm 100% Google ads. Okay, great. We used to have guys, I used to be one in California, who used to walk a farm, right? Remember those days? We used to walk a farm. Anybody walking a farm now?
Yes, there are people in Fathom.
For real? Holy cow, in this market?
Yep.
No joke. Hats off to them. But know where your business comes from and then work that side of your business. If you're 100% referral, then you better spend all your time working on your referrals. For me, I do best when I combine 2 or 3 things. Okay, so this year to date, 70% of my business has been referral. 30% of my business has come from Google ads. Now, when I first got into business here, I was spending $3,000 a month on Google ads. And I was profitable. It got me kickstarted. It got me launched. It got me going. Right now, I'm only spending $500 a month on Google ads, and it's still generating 30% of my business. So that ain't too shabby. Okay, that's not a bad number. So where was I here?
Scott, what do you mean by
Yes.
that? Is it by those Facebook ads or what?
I didn't do well with Facebook ads.
Okay.
I tried Facebook ads.
Yeah.
So the way that I'm doing my ads is the way that I'm connected to a CRM. I have tried everybody's CRM by referral only, the Buffini guys, Chime, HubSpot, Pipeline, Monday. I've used them all. And I've landed on Sync Pro, CINCPRO is the name of the company. Sync is the database manager. They do an excellent job. I actually spend less than $500 a month on my Google ads now, but it adds into my Sync. My total cost is about $1,500 a month between the CRM and the ads. But those leads come in, they are imported directly into my CRM. If I make a phone call today like I'm supposed to and get it started, then that's great. If I don't, the CRM starts. And it starts dripping on my clients. It starts sending them text messages. It reminds me that I need to make a phone call. And all of those things happen if I'm not paying attention and I missed that lead when it came in. And so that's the one that I'm using right now. I've tried them all. I've spent a lot more than I'm spending on this one now.
You're saying they're very qualified leads.
The problem I had with Facebook leads is that they were not qualified at all.
No.
Right? They happened to see me on a feed and they clicked on a link and they may have an interest in a house, they may not. But the folks with Google ads, if they're clicking on a link in Google to find a house in Utah County, then I know they're at least a little bit more qualified. I know they've at least had a conversation with somebody about buying a house that's on their mind, or else they never get into my database. And I'm generating my $500 is generating 45 to 50 leads a month. And that to me is a screaming deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I get Mickey Mouse, and every month I get half a dozen leads that are looking at this $17 million house up in Payson or wherever it is, or Spanish Fork Canyon, Hobble Creek. I get people looking at that one, and their name is Joe Blow, and their phone number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, right? And I get the guys whose email address is don't contact me at youfatdope.com, right? I get those kind of things too.
That's
But
my email address.
you know that guy, right? Yeah, I thought it was right. It was familiar to me. But I get much better response with the Google leads than I do with Facebook ads. And I'm right now I've got a young realtor that I'm mentoring who is up in Salt Lake. So I've got my leads split right now. I'm taking everything from Payson to the point of the mountain, and then I'm also buying leads from the point of the mountain up to Holiday that I'm giving to this young man. So my conversion is down a little bit because I'm not the one doing all the conversions. But still, that's still 30%. of my business, yes, sir.
Do you create a website for that? Does Google create a website for you?
The sync does it. It's all a part of my CRM. It's part of my cost. And so when I first signed up with Sync, I had a sales call with the guys and had a training call with the guys, and we brainstormed about what do you want your new domain to be. They bought the domain, they structured the web page, they did the design, they did everything else. We bought homesaroundutah.com. And they did it. It took about a week from the time I first contacted them until everything was done, buttoned up, and I started getting lead flow. So that to me was a no-brainer.
Mind sharing your cost on that?
$1,500 a month. That's what I'm spending right now. That includes $500 a month for leads. Okay. Okay, so you've got to know what you are good at and do the thing that you're good at. And if there are things that you know you are not good at, let somebody else do. Because somebody else is good at those things if you're not. Okay. I don't need to be a one-man band. I don't need to do the whole thing. I need to do the thing that I am good at. And what I like most about Sync is I've got all these leads that go in. They start getting text messages, automated text messages. I don't have to do them. I can change the scripting if I want. They get emails. I don't have to do them. Anything they click out on my web page, it identifies this is the kind of property they want. It starts dripping on them with those properties. As they update what they're looking for, it changes what that search parameter is. I haven't touched it yet. And they're getting a new kind of lead every week based on what they looked at and what they clicked. Now, as soon as one of those guys either responds to a text message or clicks on one of my listings that they saw, or they respond to an email, then the system essentially says, yo, Scott, there's somebody that cares. And that's when I get involved. So all of the rest of the stuff is all going on in the background. I haven't made a phone call yet. And as soon as they tell me that they care, that's when I get involved. And that's when I start doing the thing I do. Okay. Okay. So my secrets, know what you're doing, get good at it, practice it, study, take classes, get coaching, be good at what you do. Nobody wants to think that their realtor is practicing on them, right? Your clients need to know that you know what you're doing, because then they'll trust you and they'll come back. Secondly, know your business, know where it's coming from, do it on purpose. If you're going to tell me that all your business is referral, then show me how you are getting the referrals. Do it on purpose. Sitting at home and waiting for your phone call to come is not a valid marketing plan. Okay, I'm sorry. In some markets, yes, not now. Right, a year ago, yes, that was a way to do it. You can't do it that way now. Track every conversation, track every email, track every text. Know what you said to the guy last time. I've got a database of several hundred. I'm sure you all do as well. You cannot remember the last time you had a conversation with the guy, with this person, and what you said to him. But if you did it through CRM, if you did it through Sync or Buffini or BRO or whatever the deal is, and you tracked it on a note, then as soon as that number pops up, you say, hey, Bob, what's going on? I'm looking him up online. I know what my last conversation was. Okay. And just stay in contact. That's all.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Scott.
sir.
There's a lot of what we're going to go through in the next part of this is about keeping your business, running your business as a business, right? And so I think that's very vital information that Scott's given you. Whether you want to spend $1,500 or $500 or $200 or $100 on your business or $6,000 on your business, it costs money to be in this business, right? And so treat your business like a business, and you'll be successful. All right, new to Fathom Realty this month, Don Disney joined us and Janet Salasco joined us. Neither of them are currently in our midst, maybe online, I'm not sure, but we welcome them. So glad to have them on board. Reminder that just sending me a referral of someone that you think would be great and I can reach out to gives you an entry to the Amazon gift card for $100 that I give away every month. So if you've got anybody, just let me know. This month's winner is Sue Chappelle. Sue, congratulations. Thanks for sending me over some people to contact. So it doesn't matter if they join the brokerage or not. I'm happy to reach out to them and just have a conversation with them. And I'm probably even less of a hard sell than the calls that you heard before. So I just want to help people get into a brokerage that's going to be good for them. If it works, great. And if it doesn't, great. There's a brokerage out there for everybody. I'm biased in believing that I think Fathom is actually a really good brokerage for just about everybody if they want to go that direction. All right, improving your business. So that you know, our upcoming mastermind groups, we started those. Our first meeting was last Monday for the basics group. And so our upcoming meetings, our basics group will meet November 6th and November 20th. So 6th at 11 o'clock a.m., November 20th at 6 p.m. And then our advanced mastermind group will meet November 30th at 11 a.m. Those are some of the topics that we'll cover in our last basics mastermind. Excuse me, last mastermind with the basics group, we covered finding your why. And this upcoming week, we're going to talk about how we make our business more about the people that we serve instead of about ourselves. So that's kind of the direction we're going with that one. And then our advanced mastermind, you'll see an email go out on that if you've already told me. If you haven't told me you want to be part of it, let me know if you want to be a part of either or both of those groups, and I'll make sure and be in contact with you. Improving your business again, coming up. This email should go out to you probably tomorrow, but just so that you know, we've got Scott Jolly coming back. He was here for a Zoom class a few months ago. He's going to be talking about mindset planning and building momentum. And so it should be a really good Zoom class. You'll see this come out with the link and everything like that. You don't need to RSVP, just watch for the emails coming out from Maya. We'll have a Zoom link so that you can get on those meetings. It's a regional call. Todd Telford set it up, and so it'll be for our entire region. It should be a really good call. I would highly encourage you not to miss this one. All right, this is from Ninja, and so enjoy this little video.
Take a look at your business every single week in the direction that it's going. Do you look at it from a bird's eye level, like the owner or the CEO, as to how's my business? My name is Tracy Peterson Nienaber, and I'm a Ninja certified coach. It's really important to really look at your business on a weekly basis. And the reason why is because we're the owners of our business. We need to make sure the direction is going where we want. We work a lot on our business rather than in our business. So we have a document, and it's called either the weekly agenda or the Monday morning agenda. Depending on what version you have, it doesn't matter. It's all about the same concept. We recommend having a 1-hour meeting with yourself on either Sunday night or Monday morning before the week gets underway. The things you're looking at in this document are, what did I do last week and what is my plan for next week? So we also have you evaluate on a scale of 1 to 10, what is the direction of my business going? Am I managing my time well on a scale of 1 to 10? Am I implementing Ninja on a scale from 1 to 10? We want you to look at your quarterly focus. How are your sales compared to your yearly goal? Really important to look at that on a weekly basis. What's your current affirmation? Who did I write notes to last week? And who do I plan on writing notes to the next week? Basically, the Ninja 9 we're looking at and how we did. So this week, schedule a 1-hour meeting with yourself, either on Sunday or Monday morning. Make sure you get that document and fill it out and really take a bird's eye view of your business.
So this is part of Ninja, but most of you probably haven't taken Ninja, and so I'm going to toss these out. Do you want one, Gordon?
When is that coming?
Ninja's coming in spring. So spring of this year, it'll be coming. We'll have that installation training available to you. But I'll be teaching short portions of it throughout the year. In essence, this is about treating your business like a business, right? Sitting down and actually being accountable for what you do in your business on a weekly basis. I think most of us don't do this because we're scared to know. We don't want to know where we fail. We don't want to know what we need to do better. We don't want to know that we could be doing something that we're not, right? And so instead of actually facing it on a weekly basis and saying, this is where I could improve, this is where my business could be going, we just ignore it. And we don't actually get into the weeds and really be honest with ourselves about where we're at and have some accountability. I was going to take this slide out. It's one that I showed last week or last month. This is about the emails that I send out every Friday, the updates that I send out. And in every one of those videos, I give you guys a challenge, something to do during the week. And I would say, you know, on average, there's probably 5 or 6 of you that do that out of the 168 that I send it to. There's a few that do that, right? And I was going to take this out and not talk about it, but I get this a lot now, right? I get agents walking into my office quite often or calling me on the phone saying, how do I get my business to get running? Right? What do I do to actually have business in this market? How do I overcome it being so slow, right? And so I talk to them, right? I bring in all the things that bring success, hard work, calling your people, sending notes. All of these things that I'm already telling you to do in the videos, that's what I'm talking to agents about doing, right? And so my challenge to you is to treat your business like a business. When you treat it like a business, it will pay you like a business. When you treat it like a hobby, you're going to pay just like you pay for any hobby, right? And so it's up to you on how you do your business. But in reality, if you want it to be a business, you're going to have to work in it, right? And so I would encourage you to, I'm not saying you need to do my challenge every week, right? That's not the point. The point is just simply do something in your business every week that treats it like a business, no matter what that is. If that's sitting down weekly, if that's writing cards, if that's calling people that you haven't called in a while, if that's doing a video to send to your clients, whatever it is, there's always something we can do to improve in our business by doing that. Next is protecting your business. So this is a text thread from one of our agents. Says, hey, I'm Jake Chen. I'm looking to buy a house. Can you be my realtor? And she said, yeah, where are you looking to buy your first home? So I'm looking to buy a single family home or villa. There's your first clue. In Salt Lake City. I'm not a first time home buyer. What type of house are you looking for and what's your price? I'm looking for a modern style single home or villa with a budget of 3.5 million. Okay. Would you be excited? Be a little bit excited if randomly some guy wanted to do a $3.5 million deal with me, right? That's pretty good. It's pretty good commission, right? So she said, okay, can I get your email? And he said, here's this email. It's my assistant's email. He'll give it to me. And I don't know what it is, right? I'm not sure what's going to be given.
The message.
I don't, maybe, right? That's the entire thing. So she says, well, you need financing. He says, no. And she said, I can recommend a lender. And he says, I've got personal funds. And she says, how many bedrooms, bathrooms are you needing? How many square feet? I'm happy to send you some homes in that price range. He says, can I add you on WhatsApp on my private number? It's my work number. It's inconvenient, right? And she said, I don't use WhatsApp. That's the end of the conversation. I don't use WhatsApp. That's the end, right? No more reply to him from him. She's tried a couple of times before reaching out to me, and no additional feedback, right? Anytime you see somebody moving you to WhatsApp, you won't say anything. Lots of times when you move to WhatsApp, there's a reason, right? WhatsApp is encrypted end to end. It can't be traced. It can't be tracked. That's why they move you there. And then they push you through the scan that they're going to push you through, right?
I use WhatsApp every day for the record.
Totally fine. Right? And I'm not saying that it's a bad product.
This is one of the reasons to have a website that they register on. Anytime I get one of these, I say, look, I'm just on my way into a meeting, go register on my website. That way I can see what you're looking for and I'll get back to you this afternoon.
Great. Perfect advice.
Get off me.
Right. Yeah. But vet these, make sure that it's accurate, right? Don't go down the rabbit hole. There are scams here that can be pretty dangerous for you.
So what are they
personally
going
and
to do after
financially.
they get you on WhatsApp?
Here's the biggest scam, right? The biggest scam is, okay, I want to buy a $3.5 million house. Okay, great. They actually have you write a contract. There's a large earnest money amount typically, and they say, I can't wire this, but I can send you a check for it, right? I'll FedEx a check in your name to you. Please deposit it and then take a check to title, right? So you get this, buy a $50,000 check, you go deposit it, you then write a check to title for the earnest money. They then say, I want to cancel the contract, never mind, right? Usually within hours of you saying, hey, I've deposited earnest money. Can you please wire me back my money? So you go down, you wire the $50,000 back, that check bounces, right? They're nowhere to be found. You're now on the hook for the $50,000 that didn't get deposited along with whatever you paid to title. Right? And they've got $50,000 in there.
Which is funny because it's the same way they do it on KSL or whatever other things. It's exactly the same procedure. So
Bigger
Yep.
number.
Yeah.
Bigger number. Yep. Still in protecting your business. So I've gotten probably 5 of these DocuSigns in the past couple of days. It's a new thing. They look authentic. They look like they're from DocuSign. From you guys, I get hundreds of DocuSigns and DigiSigns every day that I'm dealing with, right? It looks pretty authentic. If you click the link, I'm smart enough to know what to do and when to do it. So I sandbox myself. But when you click the link, it leads to a site that wants you to give all kinds of personal information. and or download a file onto your computer that's going to give them information, right? Just got this one yesterday, MACU. I actually have an account with MACU. Right? Your online account is authorized to transact $963 with Walmart in Ohio. If you didn't make it, go here. You can tell this is definitely an MACU link, right? ko.go. I'm sure that's MACU, right? This is the latest, one of the latest emails, September 19th from William Thomas, got it through realtor.com, I think. I'm looking for a single family home, hoping you can help, send me a text or give me a call on WhatsApp. Right, that's the simple, easiest way to get in touch. I've actually continued through with this guy because I love just seeing where they're going to take me. And we're to the point of actually writing an offer right now on a house he's never seen. Doesn't really care to ever see, doesn't care to do any due diligence, no finance appraisal, no contingencies whatsoever, full cash offer. Right, so I'm ready to send it over to him. We'll see where it goes. My guess is it's going to be a please cash this check type of a deal. Right. So before I go on with that, one of the big ones, and I sent this out earlier, is Utah Property Watch. Make sure that you're in West Title, and a bunch of other title companies offer that, where you can get a title lock or a title protection or a title watch for your buyers or your clients, right? So that they can watch their homes and make sure that nobody's actually transferring title out. One of the big ones right now is vacant land. You'll see that you'll get a call from somebody saying, hey, I've got a piece of vacant land, need to sell it right away. I'm happy to discount the price to a really low price so we can get a quick cash offer. They're not the real sellers, right? So be very careful in vetting who your sellers are. Vacant land is hard because you can't go to the house and knock on the door, right? So there's many ways. I've covered it in my emails and my videos. And title companies can help you with that as well, but make sure you've got legitimate sellers behind what you're actually doing.
Yeah, I've been getting lots of things on your packages here, UPS.
Yeah.
So many. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
You get tons of those?
Yep,
10 a day.
they're all scams.
I get an email on non-American, I don't even have an account there.
There you go.
I get tons of American First, yeah, constantly, but I don't pay for them.
So if anybody can figure out how to stop the help text, that would be great. I would enjoy that. Those aren't scams, but I hate them. All right, this one, if you want to give back to somebody else's business, this is a really good one for anybody that you know, any other agents that are producers in the business. So if they're doing 8 deals or more a year, they can actually get up to $6,000 in stock, a $500 credit in the marketing store to help with their sign, transfer over, their business cards, marketing, whatever they need. And then they get 12 months of social media posting for free through Go Social. So if you know of anybody that is interested in coming over and they're a producer, this is something that you may want to share with them so that they understand that they can come over with these stuff. Yep, I can get you one. And you've got one in your email, but it's a Fathom one, so you probably put it in the spam. So go look there. Also on top of that, so that you know, anybody that you send over that qualifies for that producer perks, that you get an extra $500 referral bonus. So between now and December 31st, extra $500 in cash on that one.
Yeah, does it also credit towards our cap for life?
Yes. Yep. All the normal things, credit cap for life, the $250 referral bonus in stock, all that so far.
I should probably know this, but on the cap for life, is it 4 referrals over a certain space? Is it like per year, or is it just the whole time
Forever.
year for?
Forever. So cap for life is for agents that have done 2 deals or more in the last 12 months. They have to have done 2 deals. That counts towards your cap. If you get 4 agents that come over, that caps you for life. If you get 8 agents total over the span of your lifetime with Fathom, then you're free for life with that. So both of those programs are amazing, to be really honest. All right, go through a few stats with you. This is October's stats. This was just pulled yesterday. So as of yesterday, we had 9,700 active listings, and our solds in the last 90 days, we had 8,900 homes sell in the last 90 days. And our under contracts, we've got 4,600 homes that have been under contract in the last 90 days. You can see our solds are down almost 10%. And our under contracts are down 7%. So we are in a slower market. I think even next month, because this is only really through, mid part of October. I think next month you'll see even slower with us going over 8% in interest rates. In comparison, these are September's numbers for the same time. We're up about 200, 300 listings is all. So I'm not sure, we're not selling that many homes. And so I'm not sure why we're not going up in listings either, right? We're just not building inventory. Either people are pulling off market or whatever, but we're not seeing a big influx in inventory still. And a lot of that is because I've got a 3% interest rate. Why do I want an 8.5% interest rate? Right?
Yeah.
It's got to be a pretty forced move to make me move up 5% interest on my loan, right? Our solds, we're down in number of solds, and our under contracts were also down quite a bit. These are stats from Utah Real Estate. So these are the stats for September. Our new listings are down. The blue is this year, and the dark blue, or whatever color that is last year. So our new listings are down about 7%. We're down about 20% in number of sold sales. This one is interesting to me. Our median sales price from last year to this year, it's essentially the same, right? We haven't really even dropped price. So this, over and over, I tell you guys this continual pounding of the drum in mainstream media of we're in a crash. I don't know where they're getting that information or where they're seeing that. And I just don't see that. It must be a different market, because at least in Utah, we're not seeing that at all. And months of supply, we're up just a little bit, right? Just under 4. In all intents and purposes, we're still in a seller's market, right? A balanced market comes in somewhere between 5 and 6 months of inventory total. So in essence, we're still in a seller's market even through our current.
So on the medium sales, the difference, does it count when they're doing any concessions or anything like that? Or is it just the price that
just final sales price? Yeah. Affordability continues to be the big issue, and this is coming out of the Deseret News just this last week. A home buyer must earn $115,000 now to afford a median priced home in the United States. So that's up $15,000 from a year ago, and almost 50% up since the beginning of the pandemic, right? So the beginning of the pandemic, you had to be about $65,000 in earning to afford a home. Now you've got to be at $115,000 to be able to get into a home, right? How are young home buyers affording a house? Just over 40% of home buyers under the age of 30 either used a cash gift from a family member or an inheritance to pay for their down payment, right? It's the only way these first-time home buyers are able to afford it, is they've got to go looking for money and help somewhere else. So this is the issue with affordability, right? So how do you think rents are faring?
Probably going up. Yes.
Hopefully they're going down.
Yep, rent.com. This is the list of the 10 biggest markets to lose rent prices. Utah's number 7. We're down about 6% year over year in our median rents. So I'm not sure what the correlation there is, but for whatever reason, we're actually losing rental pricing. So
That's
yeah, you would think there would be.
You'd think be the opposite, because they can't get in a home.
So there
ought to
pressure.
be more demand for renting.
Yeah, my guess is the only reason that I can see this is the fact that we're seeing more and more properties become rental investment properties, right? There's a lot of investors on the properties. Yeah, they're not selling, so they're renting them instead. They're not able to rent them, so they're renting them for cheaper just to keep the vacancy down, so keep people in it. It's the only thing I can even think that's pushing our rental prices down a little bit. Okay, let's talk about legal issues. This is legal signers on documents. Yeah, this is a huge one, guys. This is something I deal with on a daily basis with compliance. If your client is an entity, an LLC, a trust, a corporation, whatever it is, if they are that type of an entity, your job before you list a home or before you take a buyer's agency is to verify who has the authority to do so. Right? You need to know that. Here's the reason, right? I've got a trust and I've got a husband and a wife in that trust, right? And they both are legal signers. And I go to their home and the husband calls me and says, hey, I want to list my home. So I go there and he says, yeah, I can sign for the trust. No big deal. My wife doesn't need to sign. And I list that home and I put it on the market. And then the wife calls me and says, why in the heck are you listing my house? Right? I'm going to sue your butt for publicly marketing my house.
And you're gonna win.
That's legitimate. She's gonna win, right? She's gonna win against you because you have now listed her home without her authority, and you haven't verified that you have the authority to list her home for sale. That's legitimate.
Another thing is, if it is a trust or an estate situation, if the paperwork's not in order and there's potential for probate, that and you're under contract, that could really screw your clients over because they can't close if there's probate issues.
100%, right? Clouds on title, lack of authority of signers, all these things can keep you from closing. That means you default. You now owe at least at the minimum a match of the earnest money.
And it's super easy to slip into that. Like, dad died, you're talking to son, and the son's like, oh yeah, my siblings are all on the same page. I have authority to sign. But then when it comes to dad's will, like dad's will is super shady. And even though really shaky, even if they're all the siblings are on the same page, legally probate may not define things, and probate takes time. And you may have a closing date that's 2 weeks from then, but probate's gonna take 6 weeks. Yeah.
So how do you verify that? Does a title company do the research on it?
Yeah, your title company can help you, but they'll reach out to the seller and they'll say, hey, I need a copy of the articles of incorporation, the trust documents, partnership agreement, the probate documents, divorce decree, whatever it is, right? We've got to have some way to verify who it is in writing that can actually legally sign for this entity. Right, and you're going to see that your documents will be rejected in compliance if you're not giving us some information as to how you're getting them. Okay. And then
I had an agent and I was in an office with, and he listed a home, but they were separated. She lived in California. He called her and he said, I need you to sign this document. I will email it to you. And she goes, well, I happen to be going on a cruise right now, so don't worry about it. I'll sign it when I get back. She never did. On the day of closing shows up. She's coming to Utah. She says, don't worry, I'll sign all the documents when I get there. And she did. She told her husband, she said, well, we're gonna do a 70-30 split now. Otherwise, I'm not signing.
She has one over barrel.
there you go.
Yeah. So
That's pretty good negotiation right there.
That's pretty good.
she says they both walked away and they hated my guts.
Yeah.
Both of them. I didn't win anything there.
Right. Second item that you'll need to know is signatures, right? So when you've got them signing on that signature line, instead of just signing on DigiSign or DocuSign or whatever, or even wet signing, just signing my cool LLC, right? They need to sign my LLC by John Smith, owner or trustee or whatever. That way we know who's actually signing. If all we see is a signature block that says, hey, this is ABC Trust, I have no idea who signed that. Right? I don't. Maybe you sent it to yourself and you clicked it. I don't really have any idea, right? We don't have any way to prove that or other than pulling the certificate.
And when is SkySlip going to get where it will put in the word, because it won't put in the word on their personal signature?
So you have to, if you get into that situation, call me, right? You have to work around the system in order to get it to look like this.
I've tried to figure that out. So I put the trust in and they don't get any signatures. And then I put the personal name in and they get the signatures.
So here's,
but when you put trustee as part of their name, it screws it up. So I've tried it a few different ways and SkySlip just isn't set up to really do it.
so here's how I have to do it. I have to actually break it up, right? And so I will do their first name. I won't even do an entity. I'll do their first name is ABC Trust by, and their second name is John Doe, trustee.
Oh, is that
Right?
how you
That's
do
their
it?
last
But
name.
you have to figure out workarounds, which is stupid. There's
Yeah.
enough trusts out there that
I know.
SkySlip should have a system for.
You would think, yeah, we've complained to them. They know that there's an issue.
Yeah.
Whether they fix it or not, I don't know, right? But But that's how I work it, is I'll actually split it first and last names, just so that it has the right wording in there. Okay. Legal issues, continued advertising. This is a reminder for you guys. Rule 162F 401A. In your initial solicitation, your initial contact, when you're buying, selling, leasing, or renting a property, you, the licensee, shall disclose in the initial contact with the other party the fact that you hold a license with the division. Right. The easiest way to do that is, hi Sue, this is Jeff Larson with Fathom Realty. Right. You've got to disclose that you're with a brokerage. Now, there's some debate. We've talked to Van Kagi, and he says that you actually have to put on all mailers that you have to put actively licensed with Fathom Realty. We're still working through that, whether we should do that or not. Right. But that's he's the investigator for the division. So you may want to do that if you're sending out mailers. I'm not sure that this actually says that, but that's his opinion of what this says. Okay. And then second, in 162F 401H, if you're doing any type of advertising, you need to have clearly and conspicuously identify the advertisement, the name of the brokerage with which the licensee is affiliated. So make sure that the logo is there, or you're typing it in or whatever, clear and conspicuous, right? They've got to be able to identify that you're with a brokerage.
Does it have to be on the front?
No.
Okay. There's, I was just doing a postcard. And
no size requirement. There used to be a 20% size rule and all this, right? Now it's just, they have to be conspicuous and clear. They've got to know that you're with that. Yeah. Image use. Can you use images from a previous listing and or the current listing in advertising and or your current listing?
Only if you get written permission. Written permission.
From?
Generally, no.
From?
Photographer.
Oh, the agent.
Photographer.
MLS.
The agent.
The agent, the photographer, the MLS.
I know.
Okay. So if you're not allowed to ever take them from the MLS, right? That's an MLS rule. You cannot download and use them in any advertisement from the MLS website.
Can you take them from Zillow?
So we'll talk about Zillow, right?
Because Zillow actually pulls prior listings, prior pictures.
They do. Have
So yeah,
permission. We
so
don't.
they've got permission based on their MLS agreement that they can use those, right? The copyright holder is who you need to get permission for, right? Or from, right? And that may be a photographer, it may be the agent. You've got to figure it out. When I buy my photo package, they give me a copyright use. I can use those photos anywhere I want, and I can give permission to others to use them, right? So if you're doing an open house for me, I can give you pictures, you can put those on a flyer and send them out. If you're doing an open house for me and I don't tell you you can use them, you can actually just take those pictures off the MLS and start doing whatever you want with them, right? You also can't just take pictures off the MLS and send them out just sold, right? So be really careful with images. The copyright law, it's not a division law, it's a bigger federal issue. It's a copyright law. Okay. How about Googled images or Zillowed images that I just pull off Google? Can I just throw those in my advertisement?
I wouldn't think so.
We don't know where it came from.
Right. So that's the issue, right? Again, we're back to copyright law, right? I can't just pull an image off of Google and just throw it in something that I'm using for advertising. I use this all the time, obviously, in my slides, my presentations, and those kind of things that I'm doing for you guys that's not for profit, right? It's just to kind of give a background or whatever.
Well, ultimately it is.
Ultimately, Cap, if I made a profit doing what I was doing, I would be super happy, Ted. Let me tell you.
Well, you're always happy, so I know you.
Yeah, there you go. I will send out in the email with all the slides this infographic that gives you kind of the breakdown of when you can and can't use images and how to get permission and all of that. But just be aware, you can't just use images. You can't just pull them off. They're actual property of somebody. And so you've got to have permission in order to use them, especially in advertising.
And not all photographers give you the rights. I've noticed on some of them, they say no. And so I always make sure I'm using one that gives me the rights, because
Absolutely.
I pay for them, I want the rights to them.
100%. Yep. Just a reminder, we've got our Thanksgiving, giving thanks and giving back, Thanksgiving pie event coming up for our clients. That's where your clients come in, you buy pie for them, you give it to them, you say thanks. Has absolutely nothing to do with asking for referrals, other than the fact that I guarantee you will get business by doing it. It will be held on November 21st. The way to do this is to send out an invite now that says, hey, do you want a pumpkin pie or an apple pie? I would just like to say thanks. Come on into the office and get it. They'll choose a pie. The week before, you send a reminder, hey, just so you know, I've got your apple pie scheduled. You can come in on the 21st. The day before, on Monday, you send them another text saying, hey, just a reminder, come get that pie. They come get it. You have a nice conversation with them. The day after, you send them another text, hey, thanks for coming in. Really appreciate you as being part of my business, right? And then you follow up, if possible, with a phone call and just say, hey, love you guys, you're awesome. I can almost guarantee you that if you'll do that, you'll get at least one referral out of just this event, right? Every year I do this, I never ever bring up, please give me a referral or please send me business or I'm the best agent ever, any of that. It's literally about, hey, we're supporting a food bank and I want to give you a pie and say thank you for being my client or my friend or whatever. In the end, they always get back business, almost every single time. So if you're interested, approximate cost is $50 an agent to pay for desserts, hot chocolate, all that kind of stuff that we'll have here in the office, all set up and decorated and nice. And then whatever it costs you for pies. I go to Costco, they're $5, $6 for a pie, slap a sticker on it. All my clients say, how do you have time to bake this pie? And have you never been to Costco? I really don't understand that part of it, but it's true. All my clients are like, you're so awesome. Yeah, and there's still time to join. We need head counts by October 25th. We fudge that a little bit.
Great.
We'll have flyers, postcards, and those kind of things if you want to order those. And then final head count by the 15th. We're going to support the food bank, and so that's the charity that we're going to use this year. And so if your clients can bring in food, that would be great. Even if you're not participating, you want to have your clients participate in the giving part, we would love to collect a ton of food to give to the food bank. They're in major need, especially this time of year. Put this one on your calendar. Yeah, we're that close to this. I know, right? I'm the super Grinch as well. But our office Christmas party will be December 7th at 2 o'clock. That's a Thursday. It's always a ton of fun, I promise. We have a ton of fun here. We do a white elephant gift exchange. We don't slide down the hall on ice or whatever they're sliding on there, but that might be fun. Liability would be huge. We have a potluck and some good food brought in. It's always awesome and amazing fun. RSVP to Maya at that phone number or at her email address. And then talking about Maya, I try to protect her phone number at all costs, right? I don't give it to anybody. I don't tell anybody what her cell phone number is. And there's a reason for that. Maya's an hourly employee and she gets paid far less than she's worth. And so if you have issues after 5:30 or before 8:30, call me. I'm happy to deal with them. Try not to put her in a situation where she's got to do work outside of her normal hours. She doesn't get paid for it, right? And she's the most amazing person ever. She will go to the end of the earth for you. You call her at 9 o'clock at night and ask her to come into the office and print off 50 flyers, she'll come do it, right? Just because that's how amazing she is. But please just protect her. If you already have her cell phone number, just use it with caution. And if you don't, I'm not going to give it to you, and don't ask for it. Upcoming classes, this is the last thing I've got for you. Our upcoming classes, November 1st is a tech class. We talked about the mastermind class. A week from this coming Wednesday, we're having how to create wealth as a realtor through tax planning and structure. Really great tax guy coming in to talk about this. This will be well worth your time here in the office. It is not CE, so it's not credits, but it will be a fantastic class.
Who's teaching it?
I don't know his name, but I'll find out for you. But he's sent me his stuff and it's really good.
Sam Bankman-Fried. That is name.
I don't know. Probably not it. Advanced Mastermind forms. No, it's not him. The 18th, we'll have Foreman Legal, Basics Mastermind, no team meeting in November due to Thanksgiving, and then our office Christmas party. I haven't decided, we probably won't have an office meeting on December 27th, but I'll be here, so maybe I'll have one. We'll see. Maybe we'll do a Zoom one. I don't know. All right, that's all, guys. Questions, comments, anything else you want to talk about?
You know, the tax guy is coming the same day as the advance, oh, that's.
The week before.
Okay, yeah, advanced mastermind is on the.
On the 13th.
Okay.
And it should be a Monday, Monday the 3rd. I hope that's the right day. I'm terrible with dates. So whatever that Monday is, that's the advanced master.
Okay.
All right, guys, thanks for being here. If you need anything, I'll be here every day, all day. And you know my phone number.